Hello everyone, it's me again, Kiana, and welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see from the title of this video, we are going to be doing my review on Wundersmith, the Calling of Morrigan Girl by Jessica Townsend. This is the second book in the Morgan Crow series. So, if you haven't read the first book, stop. I will be linking my number one, like the first book review, somewhere on this screen. Go and check that out and then hop right back to this video. But if you have seen this, this is going to be a very spoiler review. So let's just go ahead and get started with this video. For those who don't know how I do my reviews, I like to do my rating, the genre, my favorite characters, my least favorite characters, read the synopsis of the book, and then my review. So let's just go ahead and get started. So this is the second book. The first book, we meet a girl named Morgan Crow, and she was born on the most unluckiest day of the year. So everything in her regular town was blamed on her. You broke a leg, blame her. You failed a test, blame her. Somebody died, you blame her. On the day that she is meant to die, because she was born on the unluckiest day, she is taken away by Jupiter North to Wunsack, which is this basically magical land in this different country that other people technically aren't supposed to be able to know. She has to compete in these trials to be able to stay, and she does. But at the end, her knack is convinced that she is a Wundersmith, which is a big no-no where they're from, because Wundersmiths bring nothing but destruction to their land. So now, we're in this book. After she is basically committed to the Wonder Society, she goes to this school, almost like Harry Potter, and there she isn't in the school that she's meant to be. She's supposed to be in the mundane arts for wonders, but they put her with the other kids who are like fire breathers, like can do magic tricks and stuff like that. They don't want a Wundersmith in their society, so they end up giving her classes that basically tell her Wundersmiths are nothing but evil. So let's read the back. You have a gift, a calling. Morgan Crow may have defeated her deadly curse and joined the mystical and prestigious Wondrous Society, but her journey has only just begun. The people of the secret magical city of Nevermore have a long memory of the monstrous attack orchestrated by the other known Wundersmith, Ezra Squall, and they seem to think Morgan's own knack for wonder makes her just as deadly. And it's no surprise when the citizens of the Wonder Society begin to go missing. Morgan is the #1 suspect. Now it's up to Morgan and her friends, new and old, to prove her innocence before she's expelled from the Wonder Society, her only home for good. So when people go missing, of course, it's automatically assumed to her because she's this Wundersmith. They have almost like in Harry Potter this like Nocturne Alley almost, but it's like this this human trafficking thing that you can sell people, you can sell like gifts and stuff like that. But now it's time for the review. So I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. I absolutely love this book. I love this series so much. The genre is of course a middle grade. This is a middle grade book. My favorite characters were Hawthorne and Candace. Hawthorne has been my favorite character since the first book, and Candace we got introduced in the second half of the first book. I loved her. My least favorite character was the Mistress Dearborn. I hated her. Bash Charlton, who was one of like the sponsors, and then Professor Modway, hated him because of like the back turn that he did. So like I said, my review, I have a hate to love relationship with this, which is why I rated it 5 stars. Even though I rated it 5 stars, I do believe it kind of suffers from the middle book syndrome and trying to keep us hooked into the world with also trying to give us that push towards let's like finish it and hurry up to like what's really gonna happen. I love how we learn more from the Wonder Society and what they do within it, like who's in charge, what like gifts these people need in order to run it. When we got introduced to the ghastly market part, what it reminded me, like when they sell illegal stuff and even sell people and gifts, it reminded me a lot of the shadow market from Cassandra Clare, like the Shadow Hunter worlds. I couldn't stand the school mistress. Like I said, she didn't want Morgan to learn about her knack. And the only class, like I said, that she was allowed to learn was like what the evil people who were Wundersmiths did. But that wasn't true. So Jupiter, as you know, who is Morgan's like sponsor, ends up showing her the knacks like that these old Wundersmiths had and why they were like deemed horrible. Like there was this one Wundersmith who made a park in like a poor town, but wealthy people weren't allowed in. If you lived in the poor part of that town, you were the only people who were allowed in, and that like for some reason made him so horrible. I should have seen the plot twist coming of who was helping Ezra, which was when we met Professor Mildway, who was this professor who was just always overlooked because he didn't have like what's the word I'm looking for? A knack worth knowing of. I don't even remember what it was. So when he ended up helping Ezra, like he was even selling his own students. Like that was just horrible. But I should have seen it coming with how eager he was to help Morgan and make sure Morgan was good. Should have seen it coming. With Ezra, when we started to get him more, which we didn't get in the first book, we just got like his backstory. In the second book, we got to know more of his backstory. We got to know more of him. And I kind of enjoyed when he showed Morgan how to control the Wonder so she didn't have these outbursts that she didn't like set someone on fire or she didn't hurt someone. So that's one thing I actually did enjoy, and it didn't make him seem like such a, like, you know, oh my god, he's such a horrible person. I loved the conversations he had with her. It was just amazing. Even though Morgan went and did stupid shit, like went to the ghastly market and like put herself in the way of harm, she did it to save people, and I felt like it was much like Jupiter in her. We see Morgan grow a lot in this book and come to terms with who she is, and she's not scared to be that person anymore. I love this book. Like I said, it's a hate to love relationship because, like I said, it does suffer like the middle book syndrome, but then it doesn't at the same time. That's why I say it's a hate to love relationship. I would recommend this to anyone. I would recommend this to like middle schoolers going to like 7th, 8th grade, or those who just want to get into middle grade. But I absolutely love this. And one of my favorite quotes is Morgan, when Morgan got suspended because her classmates were getting in trouble for almost like keeping her secret. When the door swung shut in Jupiter's wake, Morgan threw a piece of toast at it. But yes, so I absolutely love this book. That was my review that I actually wrote on my my blog. But I absolutely love this book. I loved how when her teammates were getting threatened, like, okay, if you don't do this, we're going to expose Morgan. They did the task because they wanted to protect Morgan. Even though they were scared of her, they still wanted to protect her. They still wanted to make sure she was good, which I really, really, like, loved and enjoyed. But yes, absolutely love this book. Gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I would highly recommend it. But that is all for this video right here. I'll be leaving here on the side of me 2 videos you guys go check out. I try to post twice a week. Sometimes life gets in the way, sometimes work gets in the way, and now it's cool. And I'll hopefully see you guys really soon with another video. Bye guys.